Hi, it's Gene, retired in Mexico. And if you're new to the channel, we ask one question here, which is, do they write them and sing them like they used to? Now, a lot of people, young and old, they think the old music is better, but I am not so sure. And today we're going to examine it the other direction. Instead of supporting and enjoying music from the 21st century. We're taking some pot shots at the old music. Now, let me just remind everybody this is for fun. This is a tournament of 64 songs, and we're going to whittle them down like an NCAA tournament and just pick the worst song. It doesn't mean, if there's a song here that you like and it gets picked here as one of the worst songs of the 70s, uh, don't take it personally. Lighten up, right? We're just having fun. So this is enjoyable. And so thank you. And so today we're going to do four songs and we're going to pit them in pairs. So we're going to start with Helen Reddy and Maureen McGovern. The songs are Angie Baby and The Morning After. And then we'll do Harry Chapin and Cat Stevens. So that should upset a couple people, right? Yeah, those are pretty popular artists. So anyway, let's get right into it. So this is Helen Reddy, Angie Baby, and here we go.
You live your life in the songs you hear on the rock and roll radio. And when a young girl doesn't have any friends, that's a really nice place to go. Folks hoping you'd turn out cool, but they had to take you out of school. You're a little touched, Angie baby. Lovers appear in your room each night and they whirl you across the floor, but they always seem to fade away when your daddy taps on your door. Angie girl, are you alright? Tell the radio good night. All alone once more, Angie baby. Angie baby, you're a special lady, living in a world of make-believe. Well, maybe. Stopping at her house is a neighbor boy with evil on his mind, 'cause he's been peeking in Angie's room at night through her window blind. I see you folks have gone away. Would you dance with me today? I'll show you how to have a good time, Angie baby. Angie baby. Angie baby. When he walks in her room, he feels confused, like he walked into a play. And the music's so loud it spins him around till his soul has lost its way. And as she turns the volume down, he's getting smaller with the sound. It seems to pull him off the ground. Toward the radio he's bound, never to be found. The headlines read that a boy disappeared and everyone thinks he died, except a crazy girl with a secret lover who keeps her satisfied. It's so nice to be insane. No one asks you to explain. Radio by your side, Angie baby. Angie baby, you're a special lady, living in a world of make-believe. Well, maybe. Well, maybe. Angie baby. Angie baby. Well, maybe. Angie baby. Angie baby. Angie
Okay, so I've established before, this is the second time Helen Reddy's on the list, that I just don't care for Helen Reddy's voice. Oh, but she has done much worse than this song. I mean, this has some really cool Fender Rhodes piano in it, doesn't it? I like that. And it's well produced, it's got a good chorus, and her voice isn't as annoying as usual. You know, probably her biggest hit in the 70s was I got a bug here, sorry. So the is I am woman, hear me roar. And we don't have that on the tournament here. I'm not sure why. I guess in going through some internet lists, people dislike this song more, but I didn't mind it. Even her voice, like I said, didn't bother me that much. See if I can get that. Yeah, I've got some kind of bug flying right in front of my face. So sorry about that. I don't know. This wasn't so bad. It's kind of a silly, well, not silly, just kind of a little bit weird story. So let's go on to the next song, Maureen McGovern, The Morning After, which got a lot of airplay. Hopefully there won't be an ad here. Here we go.
There's got to be a morning after if we can hold on through the night. We have a chance to find the sunshine. Let's keep on looking for the light. Oh, can't you see the morning after? It's waiting right outside the storm. Why don't we cross the bridge together and find the place that's safe and warm? It's not too late. We should be giving. Only with love can we climb. It's not too late, not while we're living. Let's put our hands out in time. There's got to be a morning after. We're moving closer to the shore. I know we'll be there by tomorrow. And we'll escape the darkness. We won't be searching anymore. There's got to be a morning after. 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 There's got to be a
Interesting. So I don't hate either one of those songs. So whichever one I advance is probably not going to continue through the tournament. Um, Sonically, so the somewhat heavy-handed strings on here and the harpsichord, the instrumentation is not as good as the Helen Reddy, in my opinion. My opinion. That's it. Okay, just me. So I really like the Fender Rhodes in that Helen Reddy song. So yeah, I don't know. And then Maureen McGovern's voice isn't. It's okay. Yeah, I'm not crazy about it either. So I'm not sure what she's singing about though. At least the Helen Reddy had an interesting story. Um, yeah, a little bit weird. Some guy that disappears and then becomes her secret lover and all this kind of thing. So yeah, I think I'll advance the Marine McGovern. It's just not quite as interesting, a little more bland, um, comparatively speaking. It is only 2 minutes and 14 seconds. That's pretty short. But yeah, I don't hate either one of these songs. So We will advance the Maureen McGovern. I thought Helen Reddy was going to be a slam dunk. I really don't care for Helen Reddy. But that song, Angie Baby, she could do a lot worse. So the other song that we had in the tournament did advance. So there you go. Helen Reddy escapes. And so the next two songs, I took them from this book, The Worst Rock and Roll Records of All Time. It's interesting because the guy that gave me this book is a big Cat Stevens fan. So if I advance to Cat Stevens and he watches this video, he's probably going to be pissed. But oh well. So Harry Chapin, Cat's Cradle versus Cat Stevens' Moon Shadow. And both of these are in the book because of the lyrics. So with Cat's Cradle, we'll talk about that briefly. And then with Moon Shadow. But listen carefully to the lyrics. And that's why they made this book. These authors are Jimmy Guterman and Owen O'Donnell, and this book's a few years old now, but it's really fun to read. The essays are a blast. The essay on Cat Stevens is, I think, the best essay in the book. So let's go.
A child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
Sitar, isn't it? Or sitar.
My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay, and he walked away, but his smile never dimmed. Said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, the little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came from college just the other day, so much like a man I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you, can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids are the flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. We're gonna have a good time then.
Okay, so go on live. Anyway, sorry about that. Uh, you might think, well, what's wrong with that song? I mean, it was extremely popular. And I'll say this, I like the chorus better than the verses. So I think that's a pretty killer chorus. So just like when we did Billy Don't Be a Hero, the song's a little bit telegraphed. You can kind of see the end coming. And then what these guys here in this book really don't like about the song is that he, this it's subtle as a flying hammer. He just bludgeons you with the theme at the end. You see, it occurred to me, my son was just like me. That's in case we couldn't figure it out, right? So, um, yeah, that ending is anything but subtle, and most songs today you kind of have to put your own meaning in. But boy, Harry makes sure that that you know what the song is about. So that's not great art. But one thing that they say in the essay, though, is how great of a man he was, and so let's acknowledge that. I mean, Harry Chapin, so active in UNICEF, on his way to a charity event when he died in a car crash, and he was one of the best liked, well loved people in show business, and everybody that met him and knew him said he was a great guy. So yeah, there's no attack on him personally. It's just that, like I say, the song is a little heavy-handed, right? So, but I love that chorus, "Cats in the Cradle" and "Silver Spoon" and all that. I think the problem is with the verses, but still, the song is about something real. About I said it's like Billy, Don't Be a Hero. It's also a little bit like Escape the Pina Colada song and that in that song the guy was kind of scummy, and he goes and answers a personal ad to cheat on his wife, and meets his wife, who also was the one that put in the personal ad. This is a thing where the guy's he's not scummy, but he's just a guy who's busy, and then his son grows up busy. So again, the apple does not fall far from the tree. Let's go ahead and listen to the Cat Stevens again. I apologize that we started this song early. Here's Moonshadow.
'Cause I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. And if I ever lose my hands, lose my plow, lose my land, oh, if I ever lose my hands, oh, I won't have to work no more. And if I ever lose my eyes, if my colors all run dry, yes, if I ever lose my eyes, oh, I won't have to cry no more. Yes, I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. And if I ever lose my legs, I won't moan and I won't beg. Oh, if I ever lose my legs, oh, I won't have to walk no more. And if I ever lose my mouth, all my teeth, north and south, yes, if I ever lose my mouth, oh, I won't have to talk. Did it take long to find me? I asked the faithful light. Oh, did it take long to find me? And are you gonna stay the night? I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping
Okay, nice short song. That's really well produced, isn't it? I mean, that just sounds so great in the headphones. And it's a pretty melody with good guitar, and the lyrics are weird as hell. So, first of all, and, to paraphrase an essay that I read in here, it's basically about losing a bunch of body parts and then saying, "Oh yeah, but then that'll be cool." So, if I lose my mouth, all my teeth, north and south, I won't have to talk. Yeah, isn't that great? So if I lose my hands and if I lose my feet and all this kind of thing. The thing is too, is why is he being chased by this moon shadow? I mean, it's a bit weird, right? So I don't know. This is really tough because both songs have some really good elements. I don't dislike either one of these songs. So yeah, I think so. If the Harry Chapin's kind of predictable and kind of bludgeons you home, the Cat Stevens has got it's got some pretty weird lyrics, really, when you examine them. But it's a beautiful song. I'm going to advance to Cat Stevens, but it's really narrow, really, really narrow. So let me, yeah, I don't know. This song's not going to survive the tournament. Yeah, it's just it's got such beautiful guitar in it. It's so well produced. But I have to make a pick, right? So I'm going to go ahead and advance the Cat Stevens, but it's that narrow. It's that narrow, and they're both songs I like. Okay, uh, but yeah, they're lyrically that's what weakens them a little bit. So that's it. Again, this was just for fun. Let me uh, thank you for joining the channel. And well, if you like what we're doing, hit the like or subscribe button. I have a Patreon page now too. I'm trying to start up. No special content though. Sorry about that. That might be in the future. And then really appreciate it. And as we say here in Bonita, Mexico, on Dia de los Muertos, buen dia.